Had enough rest, have you? You never were one for being idle. Right. Well, Shao and Betas come to Mega Duda at our earliest convenience. The others will join us there once they have finished tending to the prisoners. They said the 8th right's closed, but I'm sure I could at least, right? Please? Right? This guy's standing here. Ah, man, Aether's been temporarily disabled. I'm not allowed. And Talon of Light right here. Well, I'm kind of a big deal around these parts. You know, I did a couple things. I think I deserve to teleport back and forth if I need to. You know, you never know. Heading to the Mega Duda, are you? In that case, please follow the hallway to the right and go through the door at the top of the stairs. You'll emerge the entrance to Airship Landing, where another sentry will be on hand to assist you. Wow, Vrtra's so cool, you guys. Oh my god, look at dragon.
Last to arrive? I hope we've not kept you waiting.
Not at all. Your comrade is feeling better, I trust.
Much better, thank you. Harness remedies are certainly potent in more ways than one.
I need that pizza.
One becomes accustomed to the taste, although I hope you never have cause to do so. Pray, take your ease.
I love the beard.
Full glad I am to see you all unharmed.
Valiant scions, for your heroism, you have my boundless gratitude. You cast down that dire tower and set free its hapless captives. You cleanse their souls of its corrupting influence. No words of thanks will suffice. In place of platitudes, I offer a bounty of warding scales. Pray accept your due reward, along with the goodwill of Radz-at-Han.
Alchemists throughout the land were put to work in the forging of your talismans. The finished ones have been collected, and now await you at the High Crucible of Alchemia.
Alchemia!
Present this letter when you are ready to take them into your possession.
We are humbled by your generosity. Know that the inventive wisdom of Radz-at-Han will be vital in restoring serenity to our star.
Every single one of those scales came from you, didn't they? You must still be in such pain.
Ow! That's what that was? Oh my god.
'Tis of no moment. A mere annoyance compared to the dreadful suffering inflicted upon this land and its people.
Albeit brief, my involvement in the Dragonsong War afforded me a glimpse of the myriad sorrows which consumed both dragon and man. Though you were half a world away, such tragedies as befell your kin must have affected you deeply. And yet, you chose to live among men.
In the age when that conflict first bloomed, my choice had already been made. In some distant place, man slew dragon, and dragon slaughtered man. Yet no hate could I muster for those smiling faces which did look to me for guidance. Not even my brother's righteous rage could rally me to his cause. I huddled here, secret and still, hoping against hope that which I had built would remain untouched by the chaos and carnage.
'Twould seem we share the same desire for peace, great Vrtra. To that end, I wonder if we might trouble you with another question. The Telophoroi are intent on recreating the final days, an apocalyptic event which we know to predate the sundering of the star. As the longest lived among us, know you aught of this terrible cataclysm?
Nay. When war and strife drove my sire from his home, he crossed the great expanse with only our unhatched eggs as company. He alighted upon a shattered source, its 13 reflections long since scattered beyond the rift. Of events preceding his arrival, he knoweth naught, save that which Hydaelyn hath deigned to disclose.
Wow. Wow.
So again, 'tis the inscrutable Hydaelyn to whom you must look for answers.
Seek you to divine the will of this star? If so, I have a tale which may afford you some small comfort. It's a story from my youth, many years ago. To my sire, I once posed the question, of all the stars in the sky, why
More
does
like,
it settle upon this?
Hydaelyn, know what I mean? That is so funny. True.
Godsummer did reply, 'twas the last bastion of hope. He believed, so long as Hydaelyn endured, so too might dragonkind. Solemn and portentous were his words. What deeper meaning they held, I could not, dared not pursue. 'Tis a stone I've left unturned ever since. Yet take you solace in the knowledge that whatsoever Hydaelyn does strive towards, 'tis an ideal which hath earned my sire's conviction.
Wow.
Thank you, Vrtra. You've given us warm reassurance in a world gripped by cold uncertainty.
While I'm sure we all have a great many questions, I think it's time we collect the talismans and be on our way. Our fight against the Telophoroi is far from finished.
Yeah, now what?
We must take our leave, but please do inform us if we can provide any further assistance.
Prithee, a moment. There is one whom my sire hath judged worthy of honor and respect. The one known to men as Eorzea's champion. This hero of renown and rumor, 'tis thee.
Midgazormer and I have crossed paths, yes.
I knew it to be so. From man and dragon alike have I learned of thine exploits. 'Twas a revelation most pleasing that thou, a child of man, had gained Midgardsormr's trust. But alongside mine elation runneth a rivulet of dread. For upon thy life's reel wind too many threads of fate, power, wheel enmeshed with woe. Amidst this tangled knot thou shalt know no rest. 'Tis an endless confluence of forces, a struggle without surcease. More terrible still is the attrition wrought upon thy companions, as they are swept up in the storm of thine existence. Take heart and protect them well. They will be your strength and your salvation. The hope thou wilt need come the end. Even cowering behind my curtain, I know the suffering of the powerful. I have watched my siblings driven mad by loss. Thus do I exhort thee to spare no effort to keep thy loved ones safe.
Apologies. We hadn't meant to interrupt.
It's just that we do have a history of suddenly collapsing, and when you didn't follow us out...
'Tis I who must apologize. I have detained your champion overlong with idle chatter. Go. At war's end, I pray I welcome thee back into my hall, where together with thy joyful comrades, you may toast your triumph.
Wow. That is awesome. That was so good. Now you get to choose where you go first, here or the other place. Did you choose here first or you finished the other place? I wanted to go here. I went here. I went to Thavnair. I love it here. I thought it was so cool. I couldn't not, you know? Quite a lot with that conversation. That was something else. Like that's really like a beautiful thing. Like you just, you know, recapping on it's always when you recap on the journey with your friends that have passed and that have fought along your side. Like it's always those shocking moments along the whole way, and like so good. The attendant was kind enough to give me directions to the High Crucible. We're last, of course, but at least we found the place. And again, that's my personal opinion. Like anyone can play anything they want. Ooh, theme song.
These are the talismans we were promised.
Yes, and I made a quick count. There are far more than we could have hoped for. Enough to outfit an entire company of soldiers, in fact. Considering the involved process, that they were able to manufacture so many in such a short span of time is nothing short of a miracle.
Oh yeah, it'll be worth it, absolutely.
Once we have distributed them to our allies in Eorzea and the Far East, we'll have a fighting chance to bring down the other spires, just as we did with the Tower of Zot.
Or we could use them to invade Garlemald proper, and strike directly at the Telophoroid's base of operations.
I like the way you stole the things. Okay, hell yeah.
Of course, we would need to consult with various alliance leaders before such a drastic measure could even be contemplated. To which end, I could set out forthwith and present the idea to each of our allies in person.
Pray allow me to undertake some few of those journeys. I find myself restless and in need of purposeful duties.
I can head eastward. Bosnia and Dalmasca are just a short hop from here. And Doma's shinobi network should come in handy for passing on the word.
We shall share the burden then. Meanwhile, I think it best that you and the others take the talismans back to the Baldessian Annex. We must keep them safe and secure until we've decided upon a course of action.
Please, I must speak with you.
Oh, Nadana!
Nadana, you're awake.
Yes. When I spoke with the carer at my bedside, she told me that one of the scions, a young woman, had cleansed me of the tower's corruption. It seems I'd been asleep ever since the treatment. But when I awoke and learned you were all still here, I knew I had to come.
As you said, Nadana was captured only recently. Such a brief exposure is swiftly cured, so I tended to her before we gathered at Megaduta.
And I am truly grateful that you did. I cannot thank you enough. All of you, for everything you've done. Destroying the tower, rescuing our people. You've saved Thavnair from an awful fate.
Yet who hath truly saved whom? Due in no small part to thine inspirational courage, the alchemists were successful in reproducing warding scales of proven efficacy. Replications of thy work now stand ready to travel across the seas, unto the hands of those who might wield them against this rising evil.
The talisman? Is this true? Oh, I was so groggy from sleep. I didn't even think to ask. Oh, our great work sent across the seas. It was worth it. Oh, it was all worth it.
Look at that! Its color is completely changed.
What do you have there? How unusual. I wonder if the effect is a reaction to Akasha.
My butt is
I'm not familiar with that term.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
You imply that it is distinct from ether?
Foreign scholars often conflate the two, but we see them as separate concepts.
Wow.
Ether is an energy which permeates the land. It exists within animals, objects, even the air we breathe, affecting all through which it flows.
I'm still just holding the flower out.
Akasha, on the other hand, exists in a domain beyond our reach. A gift bestowed from on high, or torn from the heavens in some traditions. Akasha can neither be created nor destroyed. It is beyond our power to purposefully alter or manipulate. The only thing observed to influence it is an abundance of, I want to say, spiritual emotion. As a veteran of the battlefield, surely you've experienced moments of desperation or exaltation when you've transcended the usual limits of your capabilities. That is a manifestation of Akasha, the invisible essence harnessed by heart, mind, and unyielding spirit.
I really must hear more about this theory. Our disciplines are based entirely upon the idea that ether is the fundamental form of all energy.
I'm glad my haphazard explanation has piqued your interest. But even for us, Akasha is a somewhat abstract field of study. A lack of practical application lends itself poorly to formalized research. Which is why my analysis of your flower can amount to little more than idle speculation. I am sorry.
Damn!
Nonsense.
Still so nice, though.
To be sorry for. Your insight is much appreciated.
Shall we depart for Sharlayan then? I will see to it that the talismans arrive at the Annex.
And we will be in touch once our talks are concluded. I suggest you rest while you can. From here onward, sleep is bound to be in short supply.
Damn, we're moving. We're really schmoving now. Boom, boom, boom. I'm here. I'm there. I also can't wait to do my relic weapon still. Still gotta do that. Wait, did I go the wrong way? Wait, are they literally outside? Or it's they're literally did I literally walk past Kryl? I totally did. Hey, it's good to be back, and with the fruit of our labor safely in storage. For now, we have to wait for others to return with their respective meetings with the Alliance leaders. As Thanker's suggestion, you should get some rest in the meantime. Alright, well, I'm gonna go to bed then. I'm gonna go to bed. Have fun.
Take heart and protect them well.
Good, you're here. You haven't eaten yet, have you? We've bought quite a spread if you're interested. Only the finest dining from the last stand.
Ooh. Give me that grub. What do we got? Damn, pizza and pizza burger. They got peak freeing cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Damn! I'm taking a screenshot. Yeah, man, I kind of want a burger now that I'm seeing this. I'm actually kind of hungry. Dude, Alizé doesn't like pickles? Bruh, come on. Sorry. Damn, they really animated these cutscenes. Hey, the cheese is dripping.
Lest you wonder, we invited Estinian as well. But he refused with a rather grim-faced, "No, thank you." I suspect Sharlayan cuisine is not to his liking.
It's a burger. What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Macarons?
Our lone wolf just needed some time apart. What? To perfect his brooding stare? Next time, I'll drag him out by the ear, sit him down in front of a Sharlayan feast, and see that he eats every last bite.
Damn, okay. Alizé is like my mom.
An excellent idea. Of all people, warriors must take proper meals and rest if they are to maintain a healthy constitution.
Poor Estinian, beset on all sides.
Truly, can't win.
Speaking of one's physical condition, Mistress Kryl, I hear you recently played literal host to Hydaelyn herself.
Damn, who told you?
And what an experience that was. Tiring, yes, but no lasting harm done.
I can't believe Alizé didn't like the pickles.
If anything, I should have liked to speak with her longer. I've not felt a hint of her presence since.
Guy always seems like a vegetarian to me. Not anymore. When you got a burger that nice, you know what I'm saying? No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yes?
Maybe it's a veggie burger. Maybe it's a one of those Beyond burgers, Beyond Meat.
Will be your guide.
You know what? Maybe it is.
Of your conviction.
They're always talking about how they're growing plants and stuff like that there.
Seeking joy in darkness, was it? Come to think of it, isn't that what happened with Nidana back in Radz-at-Han?
The flower did seem to radiate a joyful glow, as if reflecting the elation we all felt, the relief of a people with renewed hope.
Indeed, and in turn, I felt buoyed by that radiance. 'Twas akin to spotting a beacon and knowing we were on the right path. I know we've not yet triumphed over the Telophoroi, or learned the full breadth of the Forum's plans. But even within the midst of our struggles, we find small moments of joy to sustain us. Rare and hard-won perhaps, but it is this pursuit of happiness that gives us the strength to carry on day after day. Hey, that's mine.
To the swift the spoils. Though I recall that levitation spell of yours was quick enough.
Only barely. And even at my best, I'm still too slow to wield it effectively in battle. Mayhap I simply require more practice with this new magic.
You unearthed it from the depths of Numenon, I presume?
The depths of Numenon. Ah!
From a veritable mountain of arcane tomes at that. 'Twas necessary to facilitate my solitary explorations.
Or, to put it simply, you used it to sneak around the Forbidden Archives.
Ooh!
Yes, well, after a fashion. They're tall, you see. The shelves, they're too tall for me. I could hardly move the library's platforms without attracting attention now, could I?
Oh.
Holy, we ate all the food. Are we pushing on until dawn? Shall we call it a night? You do know these are my quarters. Jesus.
I'm not that ambitious. But it is pleasant to idle away the hours every once in a while.
Truly, it is. Wow, it's glowing a green. That's cool. I love the flower. I like flowers. I do. Flowers are nice. I haven't seen this guy in a minute. Oh man. What's he doing? Green for pickles are great, Alize. Yeah! Yeah! I like pickles a lot.
Ah! Enjoying the bracing cold, I see. Do you not own a warm coat or a cloak? Something in fur? Or fashioned from the skins of your enemies? Or... well, never mind that.
Okay.
I come to you once more as the bearer of bad news. Our tower in Thavnair has been toppled, And I need not tell you by whom.
He doesn't care. Zenos is like happy.
Given how many we have at our disposal, the loss of a single spire is hardly fatal to our plans.
Your plans.
It does, however, slow the rate at which we siphon the ether. If they continue to preoccupy themselves with the towers, then all will be well. But should our foe prove bold enough to strike at us here, then the timing becomes questionable.
Our foe is bold enough. Of that, I can assure you.
Yes, very well then. I suppose I must prepare a proper welcome. Honestly, talk of your nemesis is the only thing you seem to enjoy. Does nothing else spark your interest?
No. All else is equal. Equally tedious. Equally disappointing. The world is a tepid bog into which we sink, too weak to thrash as the mud clings to our eyes and fills our throats till we blissfully choke. But then came the light, blinding and pure and hot, so very hot, enough to set my soul aflame. I basked in the afterglow until the void yawned once more, and then I knew the muck would never claim me again. There was naught for me ahead, so I drew the curtain on all that had come before. Burn. Burn. Let the whole star burn. I will have my contest. I will reclaim my moment.
How wonderful that the emptiness of death has not dissuaded you from committing your life to its pursuit once more. I don't know whether to envy you or pity you.
You question my disinterest, but what of yours? Despite your noisome antics, I sense you take little pleasure in this endeavor.
Mercy, my lord. Such pointed barbs from one who barely acknowledges my existence. Nevertheless, you are mistaken. For I do find this part somewhat enjoyable. You see, when I was mortal, I would always have the same dream. It was a fragmented thing, disjointed, all the faces incomplete. The setting, too, was unknown to me, so I thought it simply a fantasy of my sleeping mind. Until one day, I realized it was showing me the truth. Much as your dream of the final days enlightened you. And soon, very soon, the rest of the world will see the truth of my dream, too. Yes, I think that is something we can both enjoy.
What a weird duo, hey? I do like Zenos. I've actually always liked Zenos. People shit on Zenos being just like an awful villain, and like quite frankly, reasonably so, to be honest with you. but like I think he's just so bad that it makes him so badly good. Does that make sense? He's just so painfully bad as a character. Fandaniel's kind of in the same boat too. Fandaniel's corny though. Don't get me wrong. Fandaniel's a corny guy. Zenos, I've always liked Zenos as a villain, as a bad guy. Emmett is my favorite. I like Emmett because he was like reasonable. He was like the enjoyable villain, you know. Zenos, #1 for pure evil. Emmett for like actual reason, and he was like a nice switch up for Final Fantasy XIV, which is nice. Totally. We're at the library, y'all. Everyone shh. Whilst most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and hosts of administrative offices, and so on and so forth. As the center of what would later become the Studium, it was established to promote the study of aetherological phenomena, hence the name. Though with aether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life and even that of the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the 6th Astral Era, phenomena was decreed complete and the Studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in aetherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Charlian's foremost educational institute. That was Alphinaud Leveilleur, wasn't it? The Alphinaud Leveilleur. And he's with his sister, Master Baldesion's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word. Damn, look at Alphinaud and his frat boys. Hell yeah. Woo-woo. He spoke to me. He actually spoke to me. It's Alphinaud himself, in the flesh. Damn, everyone loves him. Look at this guy. He's like, hey! Yes, the Scholark was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down to the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. Don't make me learn. I already did too much schooling in my lifetime. I'm over it. I'm good, man. I'm good. Ah, oh, you can look out from the... This is a funny lookout point. Look at this. Actually, a cool lookout point. Montichon. Montichaigne.
Ah, I remember you.
God bless.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
It was believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
You might have to backtrack and grab a couple. That's okay. That's okay.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the annex afterwards.
I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you. I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye.
Oh my god!
You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student.
Yeah!
Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
This guy's such a nice guy. Damn, Lil Wink? You see that? Wow.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic.
Oh, so it's bad. It's bad.
As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
Damn, so that's why that one person shut up.
Impossible.
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please.
Oh, Lord. We gotta learn now? Guess we learning. Damn, I got good posture. Look at my guy. Look at my avatar. Warrior Light got good posture. This guy's like a Snow White character. Or a Cinderella. Sorry, I meant Cinderella.
Reviewing the fundamentals of etherology.
The fairy of Cinderella, the grandma of Cinderella. I haven't watched Disney movies in so long.
Life can be categorized into 3 forms. 2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
Corporeal ether?
Yes, very good.
All-star, baby. AAA student.
This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked.
I'm learning.
Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
That was my oven, don't worry. You heard that. I don't know if you did or not.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The 7th Umbral Calamity.
Damn.
The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm.
Oh, sorry, was that...
No one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea.
Damn, y'all literally gotta die to speak up again about this thing.
For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean.
Say welcome to Hydaelyn.
our memories drift apart and dissolve. Rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
To the Hydaelyn?
But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls.
What's to say?
Some believe.
What happens after that?
Hydaelyn. Ah.
We are reduced to pure ether.
Where is she?
That of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form.
A realm reborn.
Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable.
Yeah, there's some shit, hey? I've been thinking.
Well, I think that's enough education for today.
My mind is blown too.
Food for thought, or rather, an entire banquet.
That's fun. I like that.
I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldesion, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
Nice.
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
What a guy. Ooh, new weapon. Give it to me. Level 82, baby. You've been granted the run of Phenomenon. If you are a game, Q Aliapo will oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to read it anyways. It's fine. Well, that's giving me much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the forum's true motives and the mysteries of life itself, for good measure. It's funny. I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I've a feeling that his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps in the way you could better acquaint yourself with Kia Aliapo, as the Skull suggested. Well, I share our findings with Raha. Whew, didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain though. Vrtra and Alchemists of the Great Order put their heart and soul in each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. Oh, you're not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid trifling roughly any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn. I can feel it. Talimsa Laminsa. Someone's jamming. Whole gang's here. My apologies for calling you away from Sharlayan at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. 'Twas only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action. We have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Sharlayan, the allied nations have been engaged in separate fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of Cobalt, Sahagan, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph at Radz-at-Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of all our forces will continue to hold Thavnair at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilsabard Contingent. To think such progress has been made in such a short span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will. They serve the Thavnair's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for our strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember, we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that, there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. And that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. Until this Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Thavnair, where they're certainly in no rush to press further into our lands. I wager the spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of the tower, influenced by ethereal currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon aether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth from far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of aether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure of it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me if in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring the schemes crashing down along with the infernal towers. That's all well and good, but what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilsabard Contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Yeah. Everyone looks at me. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. Yes. For honor and glory. Couldn't have put it better myself. Y'shtola, Thancred, and Urianger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you deliver the warding skills to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilsabard. Rabban and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Thavnair so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go. Safe in the Lodge of Eorzea will be as you left it, or better upon your return. Hell yeah. Speak with Rabban in the Alamigan Quarter. Let's go. Wahoo! And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of Ilsabard. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid into Garleans has made us be rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I've battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Emmerich struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is a peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Ilsabard, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again. Yo, it's your boy! Much has occurred since we parted ways in world. From what I gather, the protected talismans you obtained led to formation of expeditionary force. My contribution on this occasion is but a minor one. That being the information I have shared with Maxima, for the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us? Strange. I thought you have a stake in this. I do. The Thavnair have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every motive of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varus and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel to Ilsabard Contingent, I would give my countrymen an ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may stand instead to celebrate the return of a foreign legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. will deliver your people from harm in your stead. I doubt they'll be pleased to see the champion of yours is set foot in Carleon's soul. I understand. World is in your hands. I'll say this one. For what it is worth, you have my gratitude. You and your comrades have the strength and courage to deliver my countrymen, and I am certain of it. In light of Gaius's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. I might ask you to escort your friends inside. You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two, and if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the fury guide and protect you. All of you. Question mark. Maxima would have you meet your new traveling companions. Let's go. Other members of the Ilsabard Contingent are gathered in the royal palace. I should inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. Ah, the remaining members of the Scions. Your friends and most of the Ilsabard Contingent await you within. Voice cutscene? If it is, I'm eating.
By the 12.
Hell yeah. All right, I'll see you soon. Whoa! It's everyone ever. Dude, even like the Scholar quest line?
Glad you could join us.
The Hunter Scholar?
Don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
Oh my god, everyone's here.
Our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted.
Smash Bros Ultimate.
Indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals.
Oh, this is so cool. Can I show you something?
We fight not
send it to me on
only for the
Discord
sake of Eorzea,
or Twitter,
but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald.
Oh my god.
Which rides on the efforts of the Ilsabard Contingent.
Even that pirate
Indeed,
guy.
Which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades.
Lucia.
Included.
Wow, everyone's here.
Lucia. I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
Lucia was like Aimerich's right hand. Dude, even the Black Mage Guild is here. And the White Mage. I wonder if this is different for everyone. Or if it's the same. Like, depending on how many classes you have finished or close to finished even. Oh, there's Pippin.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must, I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer. We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort. Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
It has to be. It has to be.
I'd better say my...
It has to be. Which is so cool. Because he calls you out as a...
I know you.
A white mage.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hilfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughingstock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
I actually like him. He's a good guy.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest.
Our black mage friends.
If Garlemald
and
has
Pugilist.
then the whole place is
Monk.
likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
Walla gang.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the Avatar of Destruction. With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead. Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilsabard Contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require.
She's so tall.
The four high houses, House Hydaelyn foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is
our machinist friends.
Introduction.
Hey.
Lord Emanolain.
Hey, I remember him.
Ah, yes. Emanolain de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
Okay. We need one of those. A bard in armor. May your grace prancing lead the way to victory. I dare say your fancy footwork maybe all that stands between us and certain doom. Nah, let's be nice. You gotta be nice, you know?
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroa with my tales of daring do.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eons. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Whomst?
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Sadu! I love Sadu. You guys don't understand. Sadu is my Final Fantasy XIV crush. I don't like, you know, I don't feel a certain way to many characters.
Forgive us for coming late.
Sadu though,
Delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
absolute top tier waifu.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach. But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy! Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with our men, not war.
Big fan.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your
She shouts him, love it.
We welcome you as
She
allies.
just, hell
The
yeah.
other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
Lente's Tears.
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities, which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I
All
would
coming
never
together.
presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy.
Truly, always.
But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Gaius bloody Baelsar himself is working to help rebuild Wurlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good.
Hell yeah.
It won't be easy. But we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garland Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers.
Magna
From there,
Glaciers.
we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us. So it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed.
Didn't realize she was an Imperial.
Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
Of Garlemald, you know? with the eye. I guess that explains why she's so tall. All right, everyone's here. The whole gang's here. Alcazolka, that's his name. Yeah, I remember him. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Emulja and several other tribes have offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle to simply survive the harsh climates of Ilsabard. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Tilaferoi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding scales to our comrades. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. We need to worry about Urianger and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spent a bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats, if only I had time to find something to my liking. Hark! Is that the cry of scions in need of a tailor I hear? Tataru. But how? I have my ways, oh yes indeed. I thought you could sneak up to Ilsabard without telling me. Ha! Nothing escapes my notice. Now, you will wear these garments I made for you, whether you like it or not. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all the same fashion. Rather, the pursuit of highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I never worn them myself? I did have one other thing to share. Argus and Bluamwida have finally returned from the assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at the headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian. Oh, why not? You can keep Cryo Company in the Baldesian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there, and I heard Amgus and Bluamwida did a fine job carrying out in our steed while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we'll have nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless is in a position to transfer your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlian. I really do hope those new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return. Which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. My winter woolies, a North Sea coat, wow. Nice glam. I'm assuming this one's crazy, so let's dive on in. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Iros will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable imperial effector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there's aught we might do to be of assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you are ready to depart, I will ready the engines. On board the airship, several customs will play in sequence. I'm ready. I'm ready.